Yay!
Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Sheba, I see you. Welcome to the live. Today we have a jam-packed show for you tonight. We have a special guest, Miss EKC People Sucks, aka Aaron. We will be doing some YouTube news and celebrity news topics. So we got a jam-packed show for you guys. I'm super, super excited. So I'm gonna let everybody funnel in. Grab your popcorn, grab your soda pops, because we have a very, very interesting show. We're going to start off with Charlotte on the web, our good, good friend, Grandma Charlotte. From there, we're going to go into uh, Fresh and Fit to YouTube content creators that are creating a lot of controversy nowadays and are getting some things that I personally feel is wrong being done to them. From there, we're going to go into Bobbi Althoff. I always butcher her name. And then lastly, we're going to end it off with uh, Young Jeezy and Jeannie Mai getting a divorce. So, without further ado, Aaron, how are you doing today? I am going to take down the cover. Now we are here on screen. Aaron, how you doing today?
Good, good. I'm doing good. How are you?
I am wonderful. I am wonderful. Just maxing, relaxing, parking lot pimping, holding it down, doing the damn thing. Just trying to stay focused and try not to, you know, go off the handles. Had a pretty good birthday today. Didn't go outside, didn't do anything, just relaxed. Did a
Yeah,
live
happy
stream
birthday.
earlier. Yeah, that was fun. And did a live stream earlier, and now back for round two. Guys, make sure if you're watching, I see we have 4 people here so far. Please share the live. Let people know that we're live. We greatly appreciate that because we got some awesome topics. And if you don't catch the live, you can always catch the replay, guys. Always catch the replay. I think it's important that people go back and watch the replay because that really helps us with, you know, ads and things of that nature. So please, please consider going back watching the replay. Okay? So let's get started.
So, yeah.
Before we do anything, Aaron, let people know what your channel is, how long you've been on YouTube, because I did get an influx of new people, and then the people that may be new here that may watch this on the replay.
Um, so yeah, my channel name is EKC People Suck. It's all one word. Basically, I do some comedy, um, um, some just commentary mostly. But I mean, I don't know, a little bit of everything. I mean, I'll talk about pretty much anything, especially if it's just interesting or drama related. But um, I like to make mock and make fun of like people who are suffering from the age-old disease of entitlement.
Ah, and there's a lot of people suffering from that. Please believe it,
Yeah.
believe it, please. Guys, I am going to drop Aaron's link into the chat so whoever's not subscribed can go subscribe to the channel. Show her support because she is giving up her time to show us support here, and it's only right that we show her support. It's only right. So, with that being said, we are going to start off with the elephant in the room, which is Charlotte on the web and the uckery that she has been displaying this past week um, for losing her channel and how she has been behaving because of it. So I know that you, Aaron, were one of the first people to cover Charlotte losing her YouTube channel. How did you come about
Um,
seeing or hearing that she lost the channel? And
another
then,
another content creator had messaged me and it's like, "Hey, did you hear about Charlotte?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? Charlotte lost her channel." I was like, "Get out of here!" And I was just starting to sit down and get ready for work. And as soon as I was told that, I started up the live stream, and I'm like, "Screw it! I guess I'm doing a get ready with me stream today." Um, so yeah, I knew nothing about it when I streamed about it. I just knew that it happened. So that's I pretty much learned along with everyone else during that stream. And then I think it was later on that night after work, I came home and I was listening to LB's live stream where she explained why it happened and everything. So then the following day, I streamed and I also filled people in on why it happened.
so from your perspective of what you felt or what you perceived from what LB said, what was your perception on why she was,
Okay,
let's just say, deactivated?
so the the first explanation, impression, whatever it is that I ended up with was that Charlotte had spoken with YouTube on Twitter. Or YouTube had replied to her and told her that her channel was terminated due to circumvention. And I think a lot of people were kind of confused with that by what that meant. And I'm not sure if YouTube was accusing Charlotte of streaming or restreaming Michelle's content like on behalf of Michelle, like she was helping Michelle circumvent Michelle's ban, or if YouTube knew exactly what she was doing and was um, is still accusing Charlotte of circumventing Michelle's content, just not on Michelle's behalf, just on Charlotte's behalf, I guess you could say. And though Charlotte would share or would stream or commentate on much of Michelle's content, not all of it was content that had been removed from YouTube, at least not at that point in time. But from the looks of it, some of the content she would share or stream or commentate on was content from Michelle's previous channels that had been terminated. So therefore, the content was also banned and removed.
Yeah. Okay. One of the first emails that she got, it did say that they had found some extreme or over whatever the wording that they use of her violating community guidelines.
Okay.
The very first email she got. So it's funny because when she got that tweet from YouTube, I was sitting there thinking, well, there must be something else that now is two different things because the very first email she got, which is interesting that she's not reading, which she only read the one time, said that she was terminated for violating the community guidelines. You know?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So
I mean, I think everyone kind of gets that letter, or at least initially, or something. Maybe I don't know. It's kind of a generic letter from what I remember seeing of it. I mean, I myself never got one, but I've read other people's, and I want to say that they all kind of say the same thing.
yeah,
It's not until you inquire more or something, YouTube may break it down for you.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that that's what Molly had done when Molly was first told about her channel termination, they didn't give her a reason. She had to go out looking for the reason, and they did though. They gave it to her then, but
And what was the reason that, if you don't mind me asking, that she was terminated, Molly? And we're talking about Molly Golightly, right?
right. Um, I'm not sure. I know that part of the email had said that part of the reason why she had been terminated, I don't know if it's the entirety of the reason, but was because of all the abnormal amount of reports that were coming in on her channel. And that even though that they were still coming in after they took down her channel, so that's what stood out to them. That's kind of how they I think determine whether or not a mass report could be a possibility, is if after they take the channel down, they're still getting reports. And also Another thing is a lot of people when they go gunning for a channel to try to get it removed, they will report content that's already been removed because they'll still have the links to it or whatever. And so they'll just include the links in their complaints, but there's no video because it's been removed. And that's another thing. If people are going so far out of their way to include that kind of information, then they're doing it for more than just being bothered by content, since the content was already removed. And
Yeah.
so what the email had said to Molly was like, in order to stop the claims from coming in, so we can sort it through and determine what went wrong, what happened, or whatever, we have to take down your channels, because eventually, once the channel's been down, then people are going to stop reporting it.
Yeah.
So that's all I remember really reading about it.
So so essentially, she was mass flagged.
Yeah, she was. She was.
Wow.
But I think though, in her case, when YouTube then when things did calm down and YouTube looked into it, I think that they did probably find some violations. I mean, it's not like O'Leary, like they have to, like, none of the shit she's really done has really bothered me or anything. I don't care. I like no one any. It's very rare that a content creator will actually bother me, because if I don't like it, I just move on. I don't want. So, but I know that a lot of people were bothered by things that she did, and there were probably some things in there that could fall under terms of service, mostly because I think YouTube writes the terms of service very vague, so that they can apply it as they want to as time goes on.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. So Charlotte's over there on Rumble now.
Yes.
Kick as well. Kick and Rumble. Um, and I have no problem saying where she is. I have no problem even showing the channel, because I'm not a person that's looking to take the livelihood from anybody. And I want to say this, when I had my situation,
Hmm.
and people dogpiled on me,
Yeah, I know. I know.
said that you know, how can I put this? Was happy saying I deserved it.
I know. Yep.
I just want to say on record that I don't think nobody deserves to lose income. I don't think nobody deserves to, be targeted because you don't like what they say. If you can't handle what somebody is saying, simply click off. You choose as the watcher to watch the content. At that point, it's now on you, because you have the opportunity to click off. This going real life stuff, and that's kind of one of the things we're going to talk about in the next subject with Fresh and Fit, how people went real life on them, is just, it has to stop. It's not productive, and eventually somebody's going to get hurt. Jennifer P called my sponsor and made me lose an $1,000 sponsor. And that's supposed to
Remember
be
that, yeah.
nice. I'm supposed to be nice to this woman? No.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, and I gotta say, given all the bullshit you went through from due to like fighting with Charlotte and everything, and though what didn't all come from Charlotte, I know that, and I realize that, and I want to make that clear. It was from her supporters, and I don't know if she asked them to do that or not. I don't think she did, and I don't think she had to. I'll say that. I don't think she had to. I think that her supporters chose to do things because they chose to do them. Given all that all that shit came from Charlotte, from her community, from her supporters, and then have this happen to Charlotte, and you still sit there and say, I got no problem. I'll share her channel. I'm all for it. I'm not going to do this shit. I got to say, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I try to be a good dude, try to be a good person, but sometimes it's really difficult. It's very, very difficult. When like right now, I heard that there was a campaign that Charlotte's trying to put together to get my channel along with other people's channels mass flagged, channels that she feels shouldn't be on the platform. You know,
Yeah,
Charlotte.
I
I'm
saw a
sorry.
tweet. I know it's okay. I saw a tweet about that, and I hope that it's not true. I haven't seen anything on her channel. I haven't gone and look. I just hope that it's not true because, and I hope that it's not true for not just Charlotte, but for anyone. Because the second, I mean, and I said this before when people were gunning for Molly's channel. If you're going to sit here and push and report and demand or even support a channel being taken down over things that are not clearly against terms of service or clearly against the law, then you should know that it's not a matter of if, but it's a matter of when that shit comes all back around to you.
Yeah, yeah. Um, absolutely, absolutely. And I listened to one of Charlotte's live, and she said vividly, she's sending clips to YouTube of creators that shouldn't be on the platform.
I hope not.
So, so like Charlotte, it's one of those situations like don't be a sore loser. There's a saying when amongst criminals. Not saying that I'm a criminal, but there's a saying amongst criminals. You know, if we do a crime together, you don't snitch on me. You don't go telling the cops. We both doing crime. You know, so because you did something wrong, and I personally believe that she was, you know, kicked off the platform for streaming the lady Michelle's content that was taken off already. So you're playing banned content and you're putting it on your channel. So now it looks like that you're in a sense circumventing the system, right? Because this content is supposed to be banned. It looks like you're taking the content and putting it on your channel to aid and abet somebody. Not saying that that's what it is, but you can see how there can be an argument for that. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, yes, I mean because that's in the terms of service. Personally, I don't think it should be. I think it should be allowed. I don't know. I think that everyone on, not everyone, but most of the people on YouTube and Twitter, I think a lot of people just become too freaking sensitive. I think people just need to, I don't know, just learn to let other people be,
Yeah.
exist, even if and when they disagree with you. I mean, just disagree back if you want, but then just let it be. I mean, why do we have to try and push everyone out of the way who doesn't agree with us? That is ridiculous. That's where I stand, though. But yeah, I get that. Terms of service clearly state that this isn't allowed, and yeah.
Then at the end of the day, you know what's even an even better way, Aaron, for this not to happen? Create your own content. Create your content. You playing a video and then leaving commentary on it. Okay, you can call it your content, but is it really your content? Is you really working on providing a show for somebody? You know,
I think, yeah, no,
like
yeah, I think commentary is less about original content and more about reporting content.
I just think there should be a way for you to report that without having to play the whole video. Without having to play, I mean, I understand you might have to play some clips and everything, but I believe, and you can tell me if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of, lot of things that Charlotte and a lot of other people are doing is that they're just playing the whole video, stopping it, doing commentary, giving a minute, 2 minutes of their thoughts, and then moving on to finish playing the video. Like it's cool, do what you do, but at the end of the day, stop giving them a reason to to come at you. You know,
Yeah, no,
stop giving them a reason.
yeah, that's yeah. I think that's a big part of it. I mean, it, if especially if it's a creator or whatever that you don't care for. I mean, yeah, you don't want to give them a reason to play victim. You don't want to give them a reason to be the victim in like terms of service eyes or whatever. And I say this to myself too, because I mean, that's a lesson I think I learned just from covering Katie Joy, because like the more you talk about her, the more in depth you talk about her, the more she loves it and the more she gets to play victim.
And probably the more followers. I mean, I think Katie Joy really benefited off of people talking about her, because look at her now. She's at almost
Yeah.
350,000
Oh,
subs. I'm pretty sure she's running to the bank every 21st of the month with a
yeah,
nice fat check. Like, she's winning.
yeah, she
It,
is, but she didn't get the majority of those subs because like people talk shit about her. She got that because of the Toddy Westbrook lawsuit, mostly. When you look at where she was before the lawsuit and then like 6 months after the lawsuit, like yeah, it's where they most of them came from.
yeah, and but I feel like everybody commentating on her definitely helped.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's better to be talked about than not talked about at all, even if their talk is negative. There's no such thing as bad press. They sort of. And I'll be honest, like I don't mind when people talk shit about me. I joke that I've been like waiting for 3 years now for people to start making parodies of me. But in all honesty, it's if and when people stop talking about me, that's what's gonna hurt.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So yeah. So that's that. As far as with Charlotte on the web, now we can. And guys, if you want to find out where she's at, she's over on Rumble.com. Type into the search bar Charlotte on the web, all one word, and her icon or her image will pop up, and you could check out her content there. Charlotte, let's see if you'll promote me. I'm still here letting people know where you are. Still letting people know where you are, Charlotte. While you're trying to get people to bring me down. The black man did that, Charlotte. Remember, the black man did that. Moving on to the next topic. Let me share my screen here. Any last words about Charlotte before we move on, Aaron?
um,
Anything you want to say?
I mean, just say I'm I am sorry to see her go. I'm sad to see her go. I don't think she deserved to have to leave the platform. Um, and I don't know. Like, I get it. I guess she violated her terms of service. I'm not arguing that. I'm not fighting that. I don't agree with the terms of service, I guess. And it's not just about her and her being kicked off. It's just about a lot of them. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So, moving on to the next topic, we are going to talk about two individuals that have been stirring up a lot of controversy here. And this is Fresh and Fit. Aaron, do you know anything about Fresh and Fit? Before
Now,
I. Okay.
I I heard about them, like the whole red pill thing and everything. I I don't know too much about them though. I was gonna read up more about them before the stream, but I ended up looking for those documents instead. So
Okay, so Fresh and Fit are two individuals that run a show that runs every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. They run a couple of shows. They run one at 6 p.m.
hmm,
and then they run a night show, which is like an after hours where they bring girls on. As you can see the image here with all the women, and then you see it says call in show right here. That is a daytime show, and then this is their nighttime show. Um, as you can
I
see,
yes, they were kicked out of YouTube, and then they one of them ended up on TikTok, right? Didn't they split up or something? One of them
no,
had
they're still together. They're over on Rumble.
okay,
But I'm gonna break down who they are. Um, this is their channel. They weren't kicked off of YouTube. They were demonetized.
okay,
So this is their channel here, Fresh and Fit at Fresh and Fit Miami. They have 1.5 million subscribers. They're on the journey to 2 million subscribers. So kudos to them. Their content is their goal is to help young men obtain wealth, help young men get the women of their dreams, and help young men not get preyed on by a lot of the women that may live in. How can I explain these women? without being disrespectful. Like a lot of the Miami women, the fast women, the women that want to get over on you, um, the women that just want to um, take your kindness for weakness.
Stacy's,
Huh?
Stacy's,
Is
right?
that what they call them? Stacy's?
I think so. Yeah.
I never heard that word before, but if you say it, you're a woman, so you would know. Stacy's. I usually call it the Miami chicks, the chicks that are looking for money, looking for, and they preach about men being of high value. What that looks like to women from their perspective. It's from their perspective. So
Hmm.
what happened was they were demonetized on YouTube. But before they were demonetized, Fresh and Fit, they do their podcast out of a location in Miami, Florida, that's next to the water. Okay, they have an apartment, a condo. It's high up in the sky, like high rise thing. So I guess what do you call those condos, right? I mean,
Like a
it's
penthouse.
like a penthouse type thing. Yeah, it definitely ain't no projects. It definitely ain't no projects. So they live high up in the sky, because that's what it is, high up in the sky. Um, and that's where they do the show at. Detractors called or found the place where they were living because they do the show. Myron Gaines lives at the place where they do the show at. Fresh is the black guy that you see down here, and then Myron is the light skinned guy with the waves in his hair. You see what I'm saying here?
Yeah. Gotcha.
Okay. So Myron lives at the location where they filmed the podcast at. That's his apartment. Okay?
Okay.
They found out where this man lived, the detractors. They proceeded to call the apartment complex and complain about the podcast, complain about Myron, complain about them kicking out women, complain about the show. To the point where the apartment complex, would it be considered an apartment complex? What would that be called if it's a penthouse?
I I I don't know if I'd call it a complex, but like just apartment building,
Okay, well,
condominiums maybe. It depends, but I mean,
um, well,
I
I
don't think.
guess I guess we could say apartment building for lack of
Okay.
this life.
Okay.
But anyway, they called, and to the point where the apartment complex decided not to renew the lease with Myron. So they're being forced to find a new location, which they already did, find a new location to shoot their podcast. More importantly, Myron has to find a new place to live because that's where he was living.
Hmm.
Now, he's big into real estate. He has a bunch of real estate properties. They already found the new location. And they own the new location that they found. So that's a good thing. That now they're stepping into a more of an ownership role, which they already had properties and everything else across Miami and other places. Um, but it's just the fact how people don't like the content so much, or hate them in their mindset so much, that you would go as far as to call the apartment complex. And they said that the complaints were coming from people that didn't even live in Miami, Florida.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, yeah, when you're calling to inform like a community of people who live there, I mean, sure, maybe if it's like someone who's they're gonna prey on kids or something, okay, fine. But in this case, you're not doing it to protect the community. You're doing it just to fuck them over, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's uh it's sad and very, 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 very immature for these people or these detractors to do things like this. Like, you're now messing with somebody's livelihood. You're
Yeah.
now messing with where somebody lays their head to rest, their pace of peace. Now do I agree with 100 things, everything that they say? No. Do I agree with sometimes the way that they talk to women or kick women out? No. But how many times have these detractors watched the podcast where they brung an influencer on to show people how to make money on Instagram, or when they did a show showing people how to get into Amazon FBA, where a lot of people are making money, or they bring on an individual that shows people how to get into real estate. Like
Well, I mean,
we
I
love, we love, we love, we love the negative content and what they watch. They watch the after shows, but do they ever take time to go look at the positive stuff that people are bringing to the marketplace? Nobody's as good as they say they is, and nobody is as bad as they say they is.
right. I would even go as far though and say, I mean, I get what you're saying. If you're going to take into account all the bad shit, you should, at least pay attention to all this shit. I will even go as far as to say though, even if they didn't do like the good content, they did just all the shit content. I still believe that. I mean, you can dislike them, you can show up to their streams, and you can argue with them, and you can debate them or whatever. Yeah, you have every right to do that. If you see them in public and you can just say, I think you're an asshole, you have every right to do that. If you live in their community and you decide you don't want them there, you have every right to speak on that. But I think that that's kind of it. I mean, you don't have any right to cause anyone to feel unsafe. You don't have any right to cause someone who lives nowhere near you or is no threat to you to cause them to have to move out of a community. You know. But
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, it's so unfortunate, and they're working on getting themselves back into the YouTube partner program. They're over on Rumble. Um, they have what this thing locals or whatever the case is. They have that. They have Twitch. They have Facebook. They have all the other platforms, and they're still on YouTube. They're still doing a show. They're still going strong, and it's just a testament to see that not only our community, Aaron, the community that we're in, where we see a lot of ratchet things that we don't think is crazy, is going on everywhere.
Yeah.
Look, they're in a total different community. They're in the red pill manosphere community, and the same stuff is going on over there. I think we've given people too much liberty, if that makes any sense, to where like people think they're invisible, or they hold all of the power. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. It is crazy.
Yeah. It is. I mean, I don't. I don't understand this desire to just hate and ruin someone or take them down. I mean, and I know that there's been times I probably said things or whatever about Katie Joy that were a little bit too far, because let's face it, it's Katie Joy. But I've in the very, very beginning, when I came on the scene, the beginning of 2020, I had started a petition or whatever to try to get her demonetized. And someone else in the community took their time and they talked to me, and they were like, listen, you just think about this. And they went on and we had this long talk, and they kind of made me realize a lot of shit. And I'm like, I have no right, me personally, one person, I have no right to insist that my moral compass is adopted by all those around me on social media and then insisted upon everyone else. Who the fuck am I? I'm sure we may share morals, but not everything we're going to be, nose to nose on. So when you start doing that, then you start, kind of setting the stage for things like the morality police, so I realized quickly on that I have no right, I have no entitlement to dictate who should and can't be on the platform, who should or shouldn't profit from it. It's not my fucking job.
Yeah.
If I want to call out shitty behavior, then that's great. I have every right to do that. But that's about where I end. Everyone else has to make that decision for themselves. Who am I to make that for them?
Absolutely. So with that said, I think Fresh and Fit are going to continue to do what they do best. I think they're going to continue to keep moving forward. Um, and this is just a testament. No matter what you do, if a person has a strong will and they have a desire to reach goals, you can't stop them from reaching their goals. You can't stop them from doing what they were put on earth to do. You know, um, and that shows. You know, even sad to say, even with Charlotte. Um, her going over there to Rumble and putting content up daily and just grinding. You gotta grind harder than ever. You know, now is
Yeah.
the time. Now is the time. So with that said, I'm gonna stop sharing the screen. We're gonna take a 30-second break, and then we're gonna come back with next topic. I believe is Bobbi Althoff, right? Yes, that's the next
Yes.
topic. So we're gonna take 30 seconds, guys. Put a 1 in the chat if you're enjoying the live. Put a 2 in the chat if you want us to shut up forever. And please make sure you share this live. Let people know we're live. And yep. Okay. So our next topic that we will be touching on is a individual that goes by the name Bobbi Althoff. Do you know anything about Bobby, Aaron?
No, I know nothing of what you're about to tell me.
Okay, so we're gonna pull Bobby's channel up
Uh,
right now.
what's
So
the last?
Aaron, Bobbi Althoff. So that's Althoff.
Okay.
Okay, so Bobbi Althoff. I'm going to. Uh, we have the beautiful, wonderful Stacy Bobbles in the building. Welcome to the live, Stacy. Welcome to the live, guys. If you haven't yet, make sure y'all go to Stacy's channel. She just released a video that is super, super funny. You definitely want to watch that. It's off the chain. It had me rolling on the floor, and she is one of the funniest content creators on the platform. And I am excited and honored to be able to call her a friend. So please, make sure y'all go give her a sub and check out the latest video she just did. It is amazing. It
Yeah,
is
I gotta
amazing.
agree. I gotta agree. Someone shared it with me in my DMs, and I watched it, and yeah, it was good. It was good. And thank you for the compliment too, for the tweet joke there. But your video was freaking hilarious, man.
So, Bobbi Althoff is a person who has a podcast called The Really Good Podcast. She came on the scene, blew up out of nowhere because she had an interview with Drake. That interview, Aaron, has since been taken down. Uh, a lot of people were speculating why it was taken down. Me personally, I feel, and this is just my opinion, when she went on to, how can I say this? Okay. So in the beginning, let me just show it because I
Okay.
kind of gotta lead you into this. Um, Bobby, when she first started, she was interviewing a lot of urban hip hop people. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, hold on really quickly. Hold on.
Oh, Mark Cuban. What is it? Shaq?
Who is it? Huh? I don't know no Marcus. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, sorry about that. So,
Okay.
um, when Bobby first started, she was interviewing people she knew that was really famous TikTok people. She herself has over 4 or 5 million followers on TikTok because she's a mommy vlogger.
Mhm.
She was into people in her community, which wasn't the urban community, right? And her podcast wasn't getting the traction that she wanted. She then started going to the urban community, African American people, um, like Drake. She interviewed Tiger, which I see Tiger's interview is not here. Okay. Oh no, yes it is here. It is here. Tiger's interview. Um, Yachty, Amari White, um, Funny Marco. These
Okay.
interviews, Shaquille O'Neal. These interviews took her to the next level. Mainly the Drake interview because Drake
Right, right.
wasn't doing any interviews with urban hip hop media outlets, but he went to Bobby's podcast. Okay,
Okay.
Bobby is awkward, just weird. You got to check her. She's weird, funny but weird. She went on to Dave Portnoy's podcast, which is, I believe, the BFF podcast. I believe it is. And when she went there, her whole demeanor changed. Her whole style changed, and she proceeded to try to belittle Yachty. Now Yachty, somebody that let her into his house, right? Um, to give her an interview, he let her come to his house to interview her, and she goes and says that he's awkward and it made her uncomfortable and made her want to leave. Okay,
Okay.
so I believe because she did that, Yachty is best friends with Drake. Best friends with Drake. After that, uh, she the Drake interview came down. Miraculously disappeared off of Spotify, off of her channel, and I believe that happened because Drake got wind of that interview, seen what she said about Yachty, and said, "No, we're not gonna have that. Pull the interview down." That's what I think happened.
Okay.
That's just
So,
my opinion. That's what I think happened. But they did in the media it came out. It was a rumor that Bobby slept with Drake and she was getting divorced because of that. That was false. Dave Portnoy sent Bobby a message asking her about that, and she said, off the record, that's not true, but I'm not speaking on it publicly. Why wouldn't you speak publicly about you having an affair with somebody if you're a married woman?
well, I,
It
I'm
was
I'm curious why she made it a point to say this is not on legal record. So, like, don't hold me to my answer. Like, I mean, why do you even bother lying at that point? Because if you're pointing out saying no, I didn't have an affair, but remember, we're not in a court of law, so what I say cannot be used against me. Like,
yeah.
why would you give yourself up like that? Because that's kind of what she did.
Yeah, what I think I don't think I think what happened is Drake seen that Drake played some of Tiger's video in in the podcast.
Hmm.
So because he played some of Tiger's video, you know how YouTube will take the funds from you and give it to
Yeah.
the person with the music. Well, the interview already had what 11 million views on YouTube.
Okay.
Imagine how that check looked. She didn't want to give that check to Tiger, right?
Right. Right.
But then again, wait a minute, she still would have if even if she took it down because they already got the ad money, right?
Well, yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
So what she did was she took the interview down, on all platforms. And now she's interviewing people like Jay Bravern, Shaq, this guy right here. Um, she had an interview with Offset that didn't come out. Offset is also friends with Drake, friends with Yachty. And if you can see the correspondence of you disrespected Yachty, so now you cut off. And well, let me give you a chance to speak because I've been talking a little bit too long. So.
No, you're fine. I'm just trying to follow along. So did she have permission though to do the interview and to post the interview though?
Yes, she definitely had permission because
Okay.
Drake even sent her the clips to play on Instagram to promote the interview. So they were all for it. Once she went on the podcast and started dissing the community, and dissing like she's quote unquote better than the people that got. Nobody knew who this lady was until she interviewed with Drake. She is also signed to WME, which is a talent agency that Drake is also signed to. So a lot of people thought she got the interview because of that. She told people that she just messaged Drake, and Drake miraculously answered this little frail lady that's a toothpick. He just answered her out of the sky blue. A married woman with 2 kids.
Yeah.
Like that's just come on. We know cat when we see it, you know?
Right. Yeah. I mean, if it were about some like I don't know, big important topic or issue with Drake, and she just happened to ask the right question at the right time, I could see that. But I mean, you would also see it play out in the interview and the information shared from the interview.
Yeah.
If this is your normal, average, run-of-the-mill interview, yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah. The interesting thing is that the interview is still up on. I mean, somebody reposted it, so people still can see the interview.
Yeah.
But because she's with WME, one of the biggest talent agencies that's out there, she's going to get these big interviews.
Probably. I mean, like, so what this new subject content, whatever I've been looking into, involves this startup company or whatever, and I go to the website, and this website is explaining this new health technology or whatever. It's a bunch of nonsense. But on one of the pages, there's 3 links at the bottom of the page that's like advertising, like, oh, here's where we were written about and everything. Well, one of the articles links back to Yahoo Finance. At the end of the article, it gives the name of this multimedia group or whatever. It starts with an I. I forget the name of it though. So when you check out, so that's who's responsible for this article being written and placed on Yahoo Business. So I go over to the website, and you can purchase anything. Like you can purchase like you in your business being written about in like these top tier magazines and newspapers, for like $2,000, like 10 of them. You can even purchase like your own like Google Knowledge Panel. You can purchase like a Harvard Review. I mean, so yeah, you can, if you want to sell yourself as an influencer, if you got the money, you can do it.
Yeah, and she another thing she said is that she was in debt $20,000 trying to do this podcast, right? But it came out that her husband is a multi-millionaire tech guy. So I've never been married. I don't know nothing about marriage, but what I do know is if you sign a contract with somebody and with the state and go down walking down the aisle, if your husband's a millionaire, you're a millionaire too.
Well, yeah, so long as you're happily married and everything. I mean, if there's a prenup and you're no longer happily married, then yeah, then you might lose some money. But yeah, you're in a happy relationship. You're married. He makes all this money. Yeah, that's money. That money's just as much your right to spend as it is his.
So the whole I'm in $20,000 in debt. Well, you're $20,000 in debt because your husband didn't pay the credit card off yet. That's the facts.
You're $20,000 in debt because your husband's trying to curb your spending.
And she has $4 million subscribers on TikTok, and she's part of the TikTok payout program. I don't know what TikTok pays
Yeah,
out.
she's making bank. She don't even need her husband's money then.
Yeah. So, yeah. So this is her latest interview. I don't know who this guy is. Do you know who he is, Charles Poof? I don't know who he is.
I don't know.
Shaq. Okay.
Oh, Shaq?
Well, yeah, we all know who Shaq is.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
Yeah, I don't know Charlie Puth or whatever. I don't know Balvin.
J Balvin. He's a musician.
Okay, I know Mark Cuban.
But you can see the views are coming down because she probably had a lot of support from a group of people that she no longer has that support just based off of her way she was acting and her entitlement and I believe that the Offset interview has not came out yet simply because he pulled the plug on it. If you mess with the hottest artist that's in the game, which is Drake, and you piss off his best friend, you're gonna suffer the consequences of that, whatever that may be.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So, she did do a live show with Funny Marco, or I guess is going to do a live show with Funny Marco. And we'll see how that goes. She does live stand up. But it's just very interesting how people may have an end in the industry and they may have people always want to make like they did it on their own. And it's like they struggled from the mud. And it's like your struggle and my struggle are two different struggles. It doesn't mean that you didn't struggle. But it's hard to believe that you have 4 million followers on TikTok and you're this big mommy vlogger and your husband's a multi-millionaire and you're struggling to put together a podcast? No. And you're signed with WMME, the biggest talent agency in the country. You're set up for success, miss. Why are you trying to make it other than that? Just put out the content and let it do what it's going to do. You going on these interviews, saying all this stuff, going people that at the end of the day, they don't owe you anything. Yachty could have told you to bounce. You flew to Atlanta to interview him. He didn't fly to interview with you. That's the facts.
Yeah.
So, and with that said, I believe we got to stop sharing the screen, move on to our last topic. Shout out to Danielle Speaks. Shout out to AT2. Shout out to Terry. Shout out to Angel Eyes. Welcome. Shout out to Sheba. Hope you guys are enjoying the contents thus far. Aaron, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Great. So we're going to take... I am good. We're going to take a 30-second break, and then we're going to come back. I believe we're on with our last topic, right?
Yep, I think so, yeah.
Let me put up the thumbnail to see. Yep, because we took care of Bobbi. Okay. All right. So, guys, we're going to take a 30-second break. I want you guys to put a 1 in the chat if you're enjoying yourself. Put a 2 in the chat if you want us to shut up forever. And then we're going to come back with the last topic, which is Jeezy and Jeannie Mai. Aaron, were you able to get any of the information?
No. Well, no. All I could get was like the initial letter, but there's really no information on that. But I've been looking up news, like the most recent news articles written about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I am getting rumors and stuff as like infidelity.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk about it when we come back. 30 seconds, guys. Put a 1 in the chat if you're enjoying the live. Put a 2 in the chat if you want us to shut up forever. Let's go. And we are back. So, our last topic for tonight is Jeannie Mai and Young Jeezy. Young Jeezy has filed for divorce from Jeannie Mai, which is very shocking because a lot of times in society you hear of the woman filing for divorce. Very suddenly do you hear that the man has filed for divorce. Um, Aaron, I know you looked up some stuff. Can you tell us what you have on hand before I speak about
Um,
what I know?
it's not even on him. It looks like maybe did she have an affair? Yeah.
I don't know. I was trying to find out what was going on, and they just said that
Well,
he filed for divorce.
it says yeah. Jeezy divorced, filed for divorce with Jeannie. Is it? I think Jeannie because of an alleged affair with. But then it cuts off, and I click on it, and then the article's not there. So I'm still pulling some up though. Here's one from Entertainment Tonight. So and it's only from 35 minutes ago.
Okay.
Maybe that'll give me something tonight. Uh, uh, it's about Adele. Like, I hate it when media sites do that. They advertise one article, you click on it, but it's another article. Then you have to go searching for the article that you want to read about.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but it'll be on here, I'm sure, as soon as I get through Adele's bullshit. All right, this is all Adele. What the hell? Who's that? Okay, wait. Oh, that's Adele. Okay. I don't know why. Yeah, see what I mean? The article's not even there now. Adele, Hugh Jackman, Kevin Costner, John Bon Jovi, um, and it's all it's showing me. So news. Oh, here we go. Okay, I got it. All right, Jeezy files for divorce from Jeannie Mai after 2 years of marriage. The page is loading.
Yeah. I just find it very interesting that Jeezy filed for divorce, not Jeannie Mai. You know,
Yeah.
which is very, very, I believe, very telling. Um, in a sense, because guys usually don't file for divorce. It's usually women. You know.
Um, I can't get this to shut up.
Get the computer to shut up.
So it's a product in Vietnam. Yeah, that's about their engagement or whatever. I'm just gonna skip over here. Okay.
And make sure you guys hit that like button, please. It helps with getting my channel in the algorithm. Trying to grow here. So please, 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 if you can, hit the
And
like button.
again, it gives me like a heading, like a brief reason of why the divorce is happening, but then that's just like the tag, like the teasing tagline to get me to click on it or something. I don't know. Um,
Usually, what I do is I usually go to TMZ because usually TMZ,
yeah,
they're not.
I've been clicking on all the like I did the past hour for news articles because like in case something hadn't been released yet, it's the most recent. But I might have to just put it back. I don't know. Let's see. All right, let me do um, totals, and we'll do past 24 hours. Yeah, they're not giving a reason on these yet. Jeezy allegedly blindsides Jeannie with divorce. So she
Oh,
apparently did not see any of it coming. Jeezy even shocked the internet by filing for divorce. So, I mean, is the last thing anyone knew of them, like publicly, like they were just a happy couple?
Yeah, this was out of the blue because they seemed like they were, loving and happy. AT2 is AT2 still in the chat? I'm gonna drop the link. Maybe AT2 may have some telling information about this situation. AT2, if you want to, if you're still here, I don't know if you're still here. The link has been dropped if you want to come touch on this topic, or maybe Danielle Speaks if you're free. You want to come touch on this topic. Um, please do so. Um,
Let's see. More news.
mhm.
Okay. Let's see. Where did I click? What did I pull up? Jeezy seemingly speaks out filing for divorce. Um,
You would
new-
think, I mean, that just goes to show you that, nobody's life is perfect. We thought that they had one of
oh,
the most.
so in a new Instagram post, fans assume Jeezy's latest words are directed toward Jeannie. He shared a picture of himself and captioned it, "Too focused on who I'm becoming, to focus on who's not coming with me."
I mean, that can mean anything, That doesn't mean that
Yeah.
he's necessarily talking about her. But that was his latest Instagram post?
There was the article was 5 hours old, so I'm guessing that the article or the Instagram post was at least 5 hours old. So it was from yesterday, technically.
Oh, interesting. So, I mean, it's very, very, timing that he dropped that post.
Yeah.
Um, but from what you've seen, he definitely filed for the
Yes, he
divorce.
filed. Oh, yeah, that much I can see on the actual Georgia, um, the Superior Court website. Yeah, he definitely filed. Yeah, it was his initial petition. Um, I just can't pull up the whole petition.
That's very interesting. You know, I would never. I don't know. It's just very, very interesting because they looked like they were, sitting on top of the world. Them two. Look.
So, all right, there's an article on the jasminebrand.com and there's some comments on it. And I
Yeah.
mean, the comments are anyone, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that these are, reliable, but I wish more people would fight for their families. Okay, no, that's not it. This is what happens when you fetishize a black man. Also, no amount of sex will save a marriage. Also, Jeezy has to examine the self hate that lives within, which allowed him to marry a woman who said black men are good for sex, but not her preference to marry. Unfortunately, their daughter is the casualty of this war. Plus, Jeannie tried too hard. I don't know.
Okay. So what they're talking about is when Jeannie Mai was married to a Caucasian man, she had said that she had made the statement that she liked to play around with the brown, but
Oh, okay.
she didn't want to marry, you know. But
Why not?
we all say things and things can change,
Right,
because
yeah.
what did she wind up marrying? And she didn't have what did she wind up having kids with? So do I hold that against her? I don't want to say I do. I don't. You know.
Yeah,
I
I
think.
hold it. I kind of hold it against her, but for different reasons than what's going on with her current relationship. Yeah.
Um, I mean, a lot of times, a lot of a lot of women feel that when a brother goes outside of his race, they, a lot of times a lot of black women look down upon that. So I think a lot of comments from that that particular blog might
Right.
be, you know, ulterior motive comments, if it makes any sense.
Okay.
Um, not saying that they may not be valid or invalid or whatever the case may be, but very, very. I mean, you marry who you want to marry. You're attracted
Right.
to who
Yeah.
you want to attract to. You know,
Yeah. And it's yeah.
Jeezy always said that he's liked, you know, Asian women. Um, Jeannie Mai has said that she always had attraction to black men. So I necessarily don't see the problem. And you know, people were waiting for the downfall of these two, just so they could come out to say what they wanted to say about them. It's
Right.
unfortunate. It's and who's stuck in the middle of it? The brand new baby that they got. That's probably no more than what 1, 2 years old. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they've been together just for 2 years, so.
yeah, married. As far as being married, they
Oh.
was
Okay.
married 2 years. Um, I'm on
Oh.
TMG right now. See if I see anything.
So the rapper admitted that their relationship was broken I don't know how to pronounce that word, irretrievably or whatever, in a petition that was filed on Thursday. Jeezy appeared nonchalant at the split. He shared a social media post the day he filed the divorce petition. The Let's Get It On Thug Motivation 101 rappers petition revealed that the two will have shared custody of their daughter. Oh, their daughter's just one. Their property will be divided as per a prenuptial agreement. The details of the agreement are still uncertain. The legal team and representatives of both did not respond to appeals for details about the divorce. Jeezy wrote in his obscure Instagram post that he remained fixated on who he was becoming and not who was accompanying him. The post was shared the day the filing was okay. The, many fans were critical of Jeezy for not trying enough. I don't, yeah, okay. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm reading a TMZ article from the 15th. It says Jeezy is pulling the plug on his marriage with Jeannie Mai. The Atlanta rapper filed Thursday to divorce the talk show host in Fulton County Superior Court. According to the docs obtained by TMZ, Jeezy filed in Georgia on Thursday, saying their marriage is irreconcilable broken with no hope of reconciliation. Jeezy seeking joint legal and physical custody of their 1-year-old daughter, Morocco, and he said they have an existing prenup in place. The news came huh?
No, I'm sorry, go on.
The news could have very well been news to Jenny. She recently celebrated her soon-to-be ex-book and his accomplishments on a heartfelt IG post just a week ago. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Um, their union was a relatively short-lived affair. The pair got hitched in March of 2001 at their Atlanta home in the heart of the pandemic. We reached out to both Jeezy and Jeannie Mai, haven't heard back yet. So that's what TMZ is saying. That's what TMZ is saying. But the Instagram post reads, and it says a week ago, today I celebrate a remarkable milestone achievement by my husband at Jeezy, whose monologue, what's that, MEMOIR? What is this about?
Let me get back to the tab. What? You're not sharing a screen? I don't see it.
Oh, okay, hold on. Yeah, let me share the screen right now. Can you see it now? Memoir.
Okay.
That's the word. At Jeezy, whose memoir.
Oh, memoir.
Adversity.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adversity for Sales has soared to a New York Times bestseller list. Your story has always been an inspiration to me, but seeing it in print has left me even more in awe of your strength and wisdom. You invited us into the most intimate corners of your life, we where pain and triumph coexist. This moment isn't just a testament to you literally skills baby, but a reckon what is this reckon
Um, I gotta enlarge it. I don't know where you are.
RECOGNITION.
Recognition.
The recognition of your ability to inspire thoughts, the people of story cells. I'm endlessly grateful for your voice in the world. Honored to walk beside you, my love. And that was her post last.
There was like 10 days ago or something like that.
This is a week ago. Um,
Yeah, I wonder if she was feeling like overly guilty about something that's or something. I don't know.
wow. So that's crazy. So what are your thoughts on this? You think that it's
Um,
an infidelity issue?
yeah, I think that there is an infidelity. Yeah, definitely. Um,
Do you
you,
think that do you think that infidelity was on her part or his part?
I'm wondering if it. I think it was on her part, and I'm wondering if it was with her ex. Because there's when I was searching, there were a couple of articles that talked about how much in love those two were, her and her ex husband or whatever, and I don't know, it was a very weird way to be describing an ex, and it wasn't even like her most recent ex is the guy we're talking about here. So why were we talking about her ex husband? You know what I mean? Why are these articles talking about him? It seems very strange.
Yeah, I think people are just trying to dig for something that may not be there. You know, um, she's trying to put more sauce on the article. Um, I guess this story is still to be determined of what's going on. I guess until you could get the full document of what he actually filed in court. And yeah, Terry, you're absolutely right. A lot of people do put on fake relationships uh, for different reasons. Uh, well, that just goes to show you that not everybody has the squeaky clean lifestyle. Not everybody, you know. So, but yeah, so that is the last. What do you call it? The last celebrity news story for today. Um, Anything else you want to say, Aaron, before we get up out of here?
No, I just thank you for having me on. This was a very interesting stream. I rather enjoyed the topics of discussion.
Yeah, I want to try to do more streams where, just going through topic to topic, kind of mixing the celebrity news with the, YouTube news. I got to figure out how that works with the algorithm, um, as far as with YouTube and as far as the, search engines work. Is it a good idea to do it all in one live like this, or is it better to just do, one topic, stay on the one topic? You know, I don't know. Still trying to figure all that out. Make sure if you're watching the replay, um, make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure you guys leave a comment on how you feel about any of these topics. We can continue the topic in the comment section. Also, Aaron, if you could share your link to your channel, let people know where they could come visit you and see your content.
Yep. Okay. Oh,
And you're right.
I typed out a bunch of ones, but I never hit enter. My bad.
Yeah, you're right, Terry. Terry, you can't believe celebrities. Um, can't believe what they put out. They just put things out to make this image look squeaky clean. Welcome to the live, Karma's a bitch. Welcome to the live. What do you think about Danny Masterson? So who's Danny Masterson?
Are you for real? Oh my
I don't
god.
know.
Okay. So, I mean, are you familiar with the TV show, that '70s show?
Yeah,
Remember, like Wilmer Valderrama, the Yo Mama guy or whatever?
I
Well,
know the show, but I don't know the characters.
okay, all right. Well, he was one of the actors on it, but Danny Masterson was also one of the actors on it. He played the character Hyde. He's also a well-known Scientologist. So, like 20 years ago, and maybe even just more than just then, several times over the past like 20, 30 years, um, Danny has been accused of SA, like drugging women, and then, doing that to them. And in one case, he did it. Um, he held a gun on I think it was on his girlfriend at the time, and assaulted her. And
Oh wow.
over the years, though, Scientology has protected him, and these women were Scientologists as well. So, and when you're part of this church, you're just taught, you don't go to the cops. You just don't ever go to the cops. You don't tell rat on another Scientologist, yada yada. But they also teach, like, you protect one another too. So the church and the members weren't protecting these women. They were protecting, Masterson. So over the years, Masterson and the church really just started to kind of almost ridicule the women and just treated them like shit. And they eventually left Scientology, and all they wanted was an apology, a recognition, that from Masterson, that he did do these things and he was sorry. Well, over the years he refused to give it, so they ended up filing criminal charges against him because it was under the statute of limitations. So, and he was charged, and then he was tried, and there was a hung jury, so it's considered a mistrial. And then he was tried again, and then he was found guilty, and then he was sentenced to 30 years in prison. And he was given two 15-year sentences to be served on. Oh, what is it? It's concurrently, not at the same time. So he has to serve 15, and then he has to serve another 15 before he's eligible for parole. So that's 30 years, and the dude's like 40 something, late mid 40s, or maybe even late 40s. So he's very likely in prison for the rest of his life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
But
crazy.
it's been this huge fallout too ever since, because like come to find out, his co-stars wrote like character letters for him, and his co-stars are Ashton Kutcher, his wife there, Mila, I forget her last name. But yeah, so I mean, and a lot of other people wrote him character letters, and all this shit's coming out now. Now these people are catching a lot of slack from it, and it sounds like he might have blackmailed some of his friends or co-stars with information that he acquired through the years, and it's just this whole fallout from this whole thing.
Wow. That really sucks.
Yeah.
That really sucks. You can't. I gotta be honest. I don't even know I don't even know what to say. You know.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
I don't even know what to say. I mean, wow.
Yeah. I'm still like so shocked and everything that this is a star in Hollywood and a known Scientologist. So he's got the whole church, he's still, to this day, right now, he has the full backing of Scientology behind him. Like, they're trying to get this whole thing like appealed and everything. And in spite of all that, he was found guilty, and then he was given an actual fucking sentence that any other non-famous, non-Scientologist man would have received. Maybe. So yeah, it's crazy.
Wow. Wow. That's just so. Wow. You know, some people, when they have it all, it's kind of a detriment to them because they they just don't know what to do with it. You know,
Yeah.
they just really don't know what to do with it, and it's sad because you could be the one of the most talented person in the world, but also be so effed up that you do ungodly things to people,
Mhm.
and what goes on the dark is gonna come out in the light.
Yep.
So, with that being said, I don't know if he's getting what he deserves or whatever the case may be, but it's just a sad situation, and who I feel bad for is the victims.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
bad for the,
Definitely.
the victims. You know, so but yeah. With that said, tonight was a lot of fun, Aaron. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. I want to try to do this more often, where we maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, where we take a group of celebrity news topics and a bunch of YouTube news topics, and we just touch on them, and I think that we can both benefit from some content like that. You know, so I don't think nobody's putting it together like that as far as um, all together. I just got to see how that works with the algorithm, though.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
I don't know where I'm at with that. But guys, make sure you guys hit the like button. Ashton is in trouble too for supporting him. Oh, wow. Yeah, you gotta watch who you support now. Gotta watch who you support. So with that said, we'll see what happens. Again, thank you, Aaron. Appreciate you. And we are going to get ready to get up out of here. Goodbye, everyone. Make sure y'all come back and leave a comment on the video. It helps with the algorithm. Make sure y'all like the video. It helps with the algorithm. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. Click the bell, turn on all notifications, so when I drop a video, you can be notified. Make sure y'all go check out EKC People Suck channel, subscribe, and check out her next video. You'll probably be going live tomorrow, right?
Yeah, probably tomorrow night.
Okay, yeah, so she'll be going live tomorrow night. Anybody watching the replay, I appreciate you. Um, all of the donation thingamajiggies is in the description. And enjoy. Have a great night, everyone, and I will see you on the next live stream. Good night, everyone.
Bye, guys. Thank you.